Ulonka tabati yada to ye kuma daifa. Inu to ye ko je love bipa. Oba tala, oba takutakun. Songo eshu, ogun oya osun. Kini sheshe, tan she nile yo. O jelo jara.
Alafia, peace and blessings, peace and blessings. Welcome to another episode of the African Spirituality Experience. I am your host, Orisa Bami. And once again, man, we got back Dr. Shroom in the building. Brother,
what's good?
Sifu Oyi Sun, what's good with you, man?
Oh, man, very well, very well, very well.
Yes, sir. That's what's
Doing
up.
That's good, brother. Somebody just hit me in Bali. I got the dragons behind me in the rice fields. As soon as he was like, "You ready?" I was like, "Yeah." Then the text went off. I was just like, "Oh man."
Listen, we got it all in divine alignment, man. Because look, it's Friday the 13th. I'm not really concerned with that. I like the number 13. I don't know who said all that bad luck or where they came from, where they got it from, or none of that. But that don't apply to me. So with that, I rock with the 13. But like my boy 3 Stack said, I got off at the 13th floor. Then they told me that it wasn't when they said it skipped from 12 to 14. Yeah, we got one tonight.
Still smoking.
Then I'm sitting on the corner 4 a.m. thinking that. Yeah. So anyway, yeah. Shout out to Cass, man. But shout out to the tribe. Shout out to all the new members, man. All the new subscribers. Shout out to everybody who's been tapped in with you. We're gonna definitely get into that. All the Ashe tribe who's come over to the morning huddle and all that good stuff, man. Because the last one was exactly what I expected it to be. It was a splash. It was a smash, and I was looking forward to doing it again. So here we are, man. We're back on Friday the 13th, ready to make this thing do what it do and make it be what it be, so we could talk about this Jedi summer. Right before the strawberry moon and the summer solstice.
Well, we already had the strawberry moon. That's funny that you would say that because.
What day was that? I thought that was tomorrow.
No, you can only have fruit-colored moons on full moons. It was so now they just trying to make the moons fruity. You know what I'm saying? We got a strawberry. We're gonna have a peach cobbler next month. We're gonna have a Ziploc and turmeric moon. You see what I'm saying? We're gonna have a yoni egg moon coming up here soon. You know what I mean?
Hey.
So we're gonna have a phallic symbol moon. We're gonna have all type of. Every time they turn around, they always got to put some kind of noise on it. It's a full moon, but what sign was it in? It was in Sagittarius. So that was like an expansion of consciousness of people's philosophies, like really going over the top. So they'll distract you when you be thinking, "Oh, strawberry." Now my homegirl, she did catch it. She was like, "Yes, this is the ripening season. It's a good strawberry. You want a ripe strawberry."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was funny. And then my lady left out the house. She was like, "This lady's giving away free flowers." And she came back and she was just like, "Yeah, she gave me some strawberry plants." Just like, oh, she gave some strawberry plants on the strawberry moon to bring back to plant outside in the yard. And I grew up on strawberries.
Hey,
we'll locate in.
Listen, hey, divine alignment at its finest is what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, and I do want to say you knew it was. You told me that how your audience was going to like come over and show up and show out, and I had to go ahead and just like in the huddle we do this. We brush them off and we make it rain. So anybody that's come to the huddle, man, I just want to say thank you so much. If y'all came and they showed up and showed out, we did 20 morning huddles in a row, 5 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 o'clock. That's the Heru hour of the day. So everybody was moving the needle just a little bit every day. Everybody was coming in being really productive. So that was the whole thing. Get the bag before noon. Come and meet at 10 o'clock. See, as we get closer to the summer solstice and the full moon, Jupiter just went into Cancer. Mushrooms is coming out everywhere. Jokers is it a hot girl summer or is it a hot boy summer? It's a hot Jedi summer. Jedi's gonna be outside this summer. You see what I'm saying? In them Ashe streets, they're gonna be. It's our turn. It's our turn.
We're here now. Look, that's a real thing. Hashtag we here now, and we definitely here. Look, and I don't know about the hot boy and hot girl summer with them, but it's a high frequency summer out here in these Ashe streets. I can tell you that for sure. we
That's what
we
Jedi's
rising
are.
all the way up and up out this thing, just like the Jedi's, man. It ain't no
Right.
Star Wars and Star Scores because we scoring them left and right. You know what I'm saying? The frequency is being elevated. You know, the dimensions are being transcended and elevated. We got a lot going on, so I'm here for all of it, and we're here now. So listen. I appreciate you, bro. I definitely appreciate the first time, and I appreciate this time. And we're gonna keep it going. You know, many suns and moons in the future in divine time. So,
Many suns and moons. Thank you for having me back. Let's get into it. What we doing tonight?
yes, sir. Well, you know, I think we already kind of dropped a few Hansel and Gretel crumbs already. So let's just talk about this thing. Let's talk about this thing called Jedi, man. I mean, I know I'm not even really a big Star Wars guy, but I've seen like one or two of them. And so I think I know just a little dab about what a Jedi is. Now I do know the Jedis, you know, that come from like the ancient Kemetic, you know, space is a little different, but I'm pretty sure that was the inspiration behind the Star Wars Jedi. So for those who may not be familiar with either term or definitely with your version of, you know, what you would define as a Jedi, can you kind of share with us kind of like just your personal philosophy or concept of Jedi before we even really get this thing really going?
Did you watch the Terminator?
Yeah, I seen like the first one or two before they got too crazy with it.
And the
I
dude
did.
name was John Connor, right?
Yeah, yep.
And that and his initials is what?
JC.
Okay, so even though they didn't say Jesus Christ, Terminator was about Jesus Christ. So the same thing when I say Jedi, whether you know the word or not, you already know the story of Horus. Or Heru. You already know the story of Heru. You got the red and white on for Heru right now. You see what I'm saying? So the Jedi is really the righteous who stand up in the face of evil. So he's in the minority. That's why they always say he's over there in some temple, or he's over in some secret ashram, or he's in some organization or some lineage or something like that. It's because his job is to step on evil. It says evil prospers because good men don't stand up. The good man who stands up against evil, that's a Jedi. So then you got your civilians, then you got evil. Jedi is just like a shepherd, but instead of a shotgun, he got that lightsaber on him. And the lightsaber is an extension of you. You have a Yi Ming Zhu in your stomach, 2 fingers below the navel. You have a jewel that shines all the time in the night. That's what they meant, the light that shines in the dark, but you comprehend if not. They're talking about your own internal light. Once you start getting aligned with that and cultivate it, that's when the lightsaber come on and people be like, hey, I don't really want to mess with you unless you're evil. Nobody really wants to mess with a Jedi. And right now, it goes back to the mushrooms again, because Baba Kalindi was like, after 2020, all bets is off, and whatever superpowers that you have are gonna come online by 2022. So everybody can quit thinking about, oh, I gotta develop some more superpowers. They're already owned, and you probably playing around. So I was like, if you get down with the word Jedi or Heru or Ogun, and you understand that you want to put those ancient magical traditions on your brand, come on over here and let's get the bag, because it don't make no sense being a Jedi and being broke. Like we moving into a new dimension. So that whole poor righteous teachers, no. We wealthy and wise. You see what I'm saying? And we are well and wealthy and wise. It's about the wellness. It's about having the wisdom, and it's about having the wealth. That's a Jedi. No more tattered things. Or why do I have to live off grid? People who said they was going to live off grid 30 years ago, there has been no fall of America. You could have been in a penthouse. If you ain't never been in a penthouse, that's why you don't want to live in one. Once you see the view from a penthouse and got your own pool, you got sunken jacuzzi tubs, and somebody opened the door and got your own gym downstairs, and you can see the ocean from way up there, you ain't going to be like, oh, man, I want to live off grid. And come on, man. Like, try the penthouse too. Don't just knock the penthouse. So Jedi should be, because that's the recalibration of our nervous system. Because the Jedi is a cool ass cat who know how to handle his business. He's a cool ass sister. You know what I'm saying? She know what time it is. Them the cool sisters, the one that know what time it is, whether it's astrology, human design, whether it's time to be quiet, whether it's time to sound the alarm. The woman who knows what time it is, she's on that Jedi. And that's what we've been doing for the whole last month. It was a Taurus Ting Man, because what sign goes after the bag? Taurus. When do you have the most energy during the day? What did all the old Westerns say? You got beef with me? See me win. High noon. When is that? That's when the sun is the closest to the earth. At midnight, the sun is the furthest away. You can't see it. But at high noon, that's a Mars action. That's Ogun action. So most people not getting no money because they're a little too spiritual. You see what I'm saying? I'm like, let me go to the heathen and tell the heathen how to get some money. Then we clean them up how to breathe after that, after we get some money. Because we should be grateful for all the things that come to us: good health, ancestors, relationships. But why we don't want to talk about money? As a brother, a Nigerian brother, he really was talking that Jedi talk, but he just didn't use the word Jedi. He was like, there's 5 powers, and sometimes Black people have a problem asking for the 5th. There's spiritual, emotional, physical, and mental. So spiritual power, we unmatched. We know I want more spiritual power. All right, we get it. We read the books, Black's Law Dictionary. I want more mental power. Okay, we got more mental power. Okay, I'm gonna go to the gym and I'm gonna do calisthenics and work out. All right, we got physical power. But we don't want to, we ain't got the courage to ask for financial power. And when there is a shift in wealth and wealth consciousness, I was like, I want to talk to some people because I don't want no broke friends. And it's personal and structural. What can we do together? How are we going to collaborate if all of us don't have some money? So if I know how I'm getting money and I use a certain 3-hour block in the day to get money, I just invited everybody to come. When I was doing dirty, when I was how to roll blunts, jokers would be like, oh, let me see, show me how to roll a blunt. Show me how to do this. Show me how to do that. Now I can say, how can we concentrate, focus our energy? What they say in the Bible, whether 2 or more gathered in my name, there I will be. The ancestors is going to be there. So we was averaging, this is what I tell people, whenever you show up somewhere, there's at least 64 ancestors with you on a light day. Me and the brother here, we in the thousands, but that's a different story. But just when you just walking up, you're going to have 64 ancestors around. So the first day we had 6 people, and then we ended up like averaging like 50 a day. One day we almost had 100. So just take 100 times 64 ancestors. You get, let's say 80 times 64. The ancestors was all up in there. People was receiving. We was throwing the AI in there. We do the AI. That's called ancestor instincts. Ancestor instincts on you out here in the Ashe streets. You see what I'm saying? How do I interact with it? Because you can't tell me that my ancestor can't get to me through. My ancestors don't talk to me through wind, through rain, through sunshine, through earth. Now you're gonna tell me they can't talk to me through some computer? Cut it out. Cut it out. And so many people was like, yo, we heard you over here. You know what I'm saying? These Ashe streets, brother. And we had to come through, and they was just like pouring and pouring and pouring. So brother, thank you and your ancestors, you know what I'm saying, for even having this platform in the first place. You know, we can do this too, but we can do this too. We can damn sure do this. We can throw the guns up.
Yes, sir.
Make it rain too. So, you know, lots of money practices too. So I was like, man, it can't hurt. A lot of people didn't want to participate. And I was like, hey, if you are too lazy to make it rain on somebody else, it might be somebody else may be too lazy to make it rain on you.
Yeah.
After a while, we had it all up in there. We had a typhoon up in there. It was a tsunami. Just like that's and so Jedis, we work on, you know, the three main aspects: love, abundance, and wisdom. That's the law. You know, how do we do the relationships? How do we get some bread? And then the wisdom, you know, that's the altar work. That's the tantra. That's the candle magic. That's your shrine. That's going to see the oracle. You know what I'm saying? That's the W in law. Some people say it stands for land, air, and water, which is that it does stand for that. But from me, I always go with love, abundance, and wisdom. We got to love ourselves. You can't be a Jedi if you ain't loving yourself, right?
That's fact.
And then a broke Jedi is a frustrated Jedi. And when you get in a fight, even Muhammad Ali was like, if you get in somebody's head and they get frustrated, they already out of the fight. As a Jedi, you got millions of people depending upon you who don't know how to fight against evil. So when you come in and say, I'm a Jedi, you automatically saying, I will throw them things, you know, in the face of evil. And now let's add some wisdom in it, because sometimes you got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when
I
to
was just singing that song the other day, man.
So you can
hey, look.
so you can count your money.
It was in regards to it was in regards to the similar conversation in regards to context too. I'm not bullshitting. Like, it was really like literally. It's funny that you say that, because as you were saying that, shoot, you done made me forget. I think it was a song I don't want to say too, but just to kind of share, woke don't mean broke. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you woke and it don't mean that we got to be broke. And shout out to Wunam and the guy Kisalu, man. Like, we just had the matter of fact, it should be live right now. It's an episode that we did, I think Wednesday or Thursday. And it was called financial spirituality. You know what I'm saying? And the subtitle was like wealth literacy, because bro is doing his thing, you know what I'm saying, as a business owner and a business coach and advisor. So it's like he came in and broke down the whole, you know, constructs of setting up organizations properly and moving as a whole business. And so it was dope. It was divine. And then, you know, what me and you spoke about last week or earlier this week off air in regards to, you know, the collaborations we're putting our communities together and really getting to the bag, but also getting to the elevation simultaneously. Because
let's go outside. That's right. Let's go outside together.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Together.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
today,
we're gonna make it.
Today I was even talking to somebody about my wish list, and it was like, I like doing some things virtual, but some things are supposed to be done live, face to face, cheek to cheek, mouth to ear. Like,
yes, sir.
How do we get out of our head and get into the body? I was like, man, do I just start trapped? That's why I wanted people to leave what cities they are in. Let me catch some flights. Let's go do some Tai Chi, 4-5 people in the park. You know what I'm saying? To get into the body. Then we start saying, okay, are we going to slide down to Tampa? The other day I asked them, I had about 50 people said they want to go down to New Orleans and you know what I'm saying, shortly. And I'm with the whole, I'm with the program now. There's not, you don't have to threaten me with a great time. I'm in.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to all of that. And the Egypt trip. Like, I want to go down the Nile straight like that. Like, I don't know if none of y'all, I don't know if y'all want to go down the Nile River, just put Nile River in the chat. Let me see if he's gonna put it up on the screen. We just put Nile River, the longest, most powerful, only one flowing in the correct direction on whole planet Earth.
Yeah, south to north.
People don't know that it's really affordable, and it's some really nice cabins that can take you down through there. You see what I'm saying? So, I want to ride down the Nile to Nubia, where the original Nubians is at.
Yes, sir.
That's what I'm talking about. They don't call themselves Egyptians. They call themselves Nubians, and they'll show you how they blew up the dams and did all that. You see what I'm saying? So that's really me. I just want to share my network, brother. You know, I want to drop it while we here, but also I would like to get face to face and like break bread. If I have to come out to Tampa, be like, man, take me to the Ethiopian spot, or
we got some.
You ain't got y'all ain't got no Ethiopian restaurant.
Oh yeah, we do. We got Queen of Sheba, I believe, is one of them, and it's a couple more. Matter of fact, I just went to one like about 2-3 Saturdays ago. I could not think of the name of it. I had to call the boss ask her what it was.
Like you can eat.
Man, yeah, I get down, man. Listen, I get down. I don't play around. You know, look, even as a little dude, I'm not the biggest dude in the world, but I used to be real slim, man. And even back then, I was out eating my big uncles and big cousins. All the moms, look, I done had plenty of good cussing outs for eating up all the food. But listen, man, we got them here, but we see the Niles coming in. But yeah, so shout out to Baba Master Yasir, because we had a miscommunication and scheduling conflict on Thursday, because me and him gonna run it back though. Matter of fact, I did speak to him I think he might be traveling. So either way, we're gonna make that happen again ASAP. Definitely, I'm pretty confident we're gonna make it happen this coming week, family. But we going to Kemet, I want to say the 3rd of August to like the 14th, with Master Yasir. You know, he does a comedic yoga, and you know what I mean. So that'll be a dope build. You know what I'm saying? We might be able to put something together, and then also
that's too short for me. I'm talking about like early 2026, like January, February.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying? Get everybody some time, get settled, and say, "Oh, I want to make this a priority." That's another thing about Jedis. I'm teaching. I didn't realize people didn't know how to prioritize.
Yeah, that's a real thing.
Think you can just give the same attention to everything all the time.
Yeah. Well, it's about having a strategy. You know what I mean? Like having a strategy and having like a real discipline focused calendar. And I ain't gonna front, like I spent most of my day today working on the calendar. You know what I mean? Because that's something that really takes precedence when you moving. You know, when you moving, you got motion and you got a lot going on. You got to definitely be very focused on that calendar. You know what I'm saying, and making things happen in a very strategic way. so I dedicate like multiple hours a day, just kind of like, you know, strategizing, man, and just building and organizing and building out that calendar, because without that, you know, it's like, what do they say? If you don't have if you don't have a future, or if you don't have a plan, somebody to plan your future for you, something like that. I think is how it goes. But that's a real thing. If you
don't have a plan, you plan to fail.
Yeah. That one too.
Also, too, now you just need to have a plan so God can laugh at you sometimes. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes God will just let you come up with a plan, and he'll be like, "Oh, I can see where your heart is at." That's so cute, my child. But listen here, boy. Listen here, girl. Get that mess off the table. Because sometimes to really hear source, really hear the great mother, really hear the deities, you need to be way out of pocket. You need to be way out of pocket and be really wrong about something. And then your hearing, when that adjustment comes, you will not forget that adjustment. Like a chiropractor, I think it could be called a spiritual chiropractic alignment. You know what I'm saying? When they get your neck, they be just like, hold on for a second. Then they be talking to you, then they be like, "Check out." You be like, "What? I ain't even see that thing coming."
Crack you up real quick, real good.
That's how the ancestors be doing me. They have done me that way, and I have seen them do other people too. So you have to have a plan, be going way the wrong way. Listen to all the people that you like. Malcolm X. Yeah. He was Detroit Red. He was going the wrong way. Then he went the right way. Then all the, everybody, you could think was going one way, then all of a sudden they swung back the other way. Yeah. So sometimes you need to plan to get you jammed up so you can get into full gratitude and saying, "Hey, I'm gonna pay attention. Let me follow instructions. Let me stop being such an asshole and thinking that I know everything." You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy too. I ain't want to get off topic. It's funny how our ancestors didn't have everything figured out, and some of us think we got it all figured out.
Right, and that's the funniest thing, because I've seen that in my life so many times. And being somebody who does, like spiritual consultations and things of that nature, like it's funny to me when I see, not funny in a humorous way, but funny when I see how some of the messages that come through that get delivered, and it's like the recipient knows what, a lot of it has to do with, but it's just a little extra guidance, a little extra, you know what I'm saying, like pivoting that needs to be, created. So it's like, when you're talking about, especially when you're talking about Ishesha or E5, it's like you see the on path or off path. E-Ray is on path, Osobo is off path, but it don't mean that you can't get on path. And I'm gonna tell you, like, one of the most like dopest ones that I saw when somebody made a quick audible and a pivot. If you think about transformations, I love Malcolm and Detroit Red, but let's just think about hip hop, right? Remember when 2 Chainz first came out with Luda, with DTP, he was Titty Boy. So he clearly called an audible on the play, switched it out, you know what I'm saying? Boom. Came back as 2 Chainz, and then I'm different. Yeah, I'm different. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we all have the ability, man, to tap in, and take this thing to another level. It's like if you got a sports car, all you gotta do is hit that, boom, hit it in sports mode, and that thing drop down and get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
now, but listen. So there's a video of Eddie Griffin. He was in a movie, and they had this Ferrari out there that was in the movie, and they was letting the actors take the Ferrari on this closed racetrack. So Eddie Griffin, in the movie, it made anybody look like I can drive a Ferrari or whatever. So he gets a Ferrari and he's driving it on a racetrack. He doesn't own a Ferrari, doesn't drive it regularly, and he doesn't drive on the racetrack. So he's in a performance automobile on a performance track, and he's untrained. Don't matter whether he had good intentions or whatever. He come around the curve too fast and totals the Ferrari. Just type in on YouTube Eddie Griffin Ferrari. 3 words, Eddie Griffin. It's like 2 minutes and 8 seconds. But he runs in and totally destroys a $3 million Ferrari. And I tell this story because you need to also be trained in how to handle high equipment. Your body is not just regular thing. Your body, why do you think they got all these different yogas, all these different kung fus, all these different systems out here? Because your body is the centerpiece. And so for me, as a martial artist, I told people, like, when we came in behind closed door on Monday night, I was like, I'm going to get you combat ready. A lot of y'all are not combat ready for, forget what's coming. You're not even combat ready for what's out here right now. So you need, and it's awareness. And a lot of times our breathing was jammed up, breathing like a dog, panting all up in the chest. Like, that's not us. Gods and goddesses breathe down in the navel. See what I'm saying? Animals, all that panting up in the chest. That's too much adrenaline. Jedis know how to stay calm under pressure. And, because people could come up and throw you with an ashe, but still have a government job. Okay, that's fine, but they just got fired. Now what they doing? They got to transition. And so if you live in America, you already have tasted entrepreneurial life. So sooner or later you gonna want to cross over. Why don't you cross over like a Jedi? Instead of making somebody else's dream come true, be like, yo, I'm gonna bet on myself. And so that's what I do. I help people who want to bet on themselves, bring out their inner dragon, and then we got the community, man. Like I said, you got amazing people over there. I got amazing people over there. It's just sexy. It's just sexy. And then I'm just sprinkling it. Whatever they need, that's what I like about the huddles. I'm just giving out things to make people score a touchdown. Whatever you need. You needed some help with some AI? Cool. You needed some help with some candles? No problem. You need to know about the microdose and the ancestors? No problem. You want to know something about plant medicine or consciousness? Everybody can get something here. Like you said, it's a buffet. But we close at, we try to close by 11:30. We try to close it down by 11:30 because you got other things to do. So like tonight is 10:30 right now. So that's the 9 to 12 period at night. We call this the planting phase of the night. Phase 2 of the day. I'm already in tomorrow. What we're doing right now is setting up tomorrow. Then from 12 to 3, that's a place where I want to just be releasing things away from my mind. Just go ahead and just start letting go. And then from 3 to 6, that's the dream state when the answers are coming. I'm deep in that bad boy then, because a lot of people don't know why they can't see their ancestors. Because you don't know how to chill. Because when the ancestors come into your realm and they want to have an interaction with you, they're not in the same state as you. So you can't be messing with their molecular structure and jumping out there. So you ever been in a dream and you could hardly lift your arm up, but you seen your grandma and you wanted to run over there? They had you like that. They waited till you was deep in your sleep because that adrenaline could come and damage your ancestor. They didn't need to get you the message. They wanted to talk to you too, but you don't know how to take on an animal form and go out there and run with your ancestors like 1,000 fish or, some wolves or whatever else, eagles, parrots. You could be anything, hummingbirds, but we don't understand that. And so we don't want to do damage, and the ancestors don't want to show up to us because they know our heart beating too fast. You think the ancestors don't know how fast your heart beating, how many breaths you're taking per minute? Ancestors can keep up with all that. That information is now vital to them. They took information for granted while they was here. Now they just want to study. That's why they come to classes and podcasts like this and come to the Huddle and come to the Dojo, because you're bringing 64 ancestors. You're bringing 132 ancestors. You're bringing 2 million ancestors. If you shine in your light, but that's when you turn the lightsaber on. It ain't always about cutting somebody's head off. It's also saying over here, because somebody had to hold a light for you. So at some point you're gonna have to turn around and hold a light for somebody else. So I'm just very impressed with the caliber of people that you know and that I know. And it's also pressure on me because when I get off the camera, I got to be like, damn, these jokers is hitting hard. What they want? Oh, I got to put all this together. Hold on, let me call such. Dang, man. So, but I call these high level problems. I done had my share of low level problems. So thank y'all for what y'all doing to keep the pressure on us to make sure we do what we supposed to do.
Yeah. Nah, that's so real, bro. Like, man, that's so real because like even like today, like I said, I spent a lot of my time today was doing admin work, you know, and based upon my research, I need a team of about 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? I've had teams before, but it's just like, you know, it's hard right now in these days and times. It's really hard to get good help, is what they say. And you've seen it. I know we all see it and experience it in every aspect of our life. Whether you're trying to call customer service to get something squared away with your bank, or you're trying to get a correction on a bill or something, like whatever the case may be, whenever you're dealing with anything that has to do with service these days, it's totally different right now. And even for the, you know, the independent small business owner or the independent, you know what I mean, entrepreneur, it's hard to get help because there's just so many different dynamics that come into play with how people move and how people operate. But I say all that to say, with the advancements of AI and technology, it does make it so much easier if you have at least a fundamental foundation of how to use AI, because that's the thing too. Like I deal with AI primarily more so with like consulting and business coaching than I do, of course, with spiritual work, but it's very powerful. And what I try to share with the people who I coach with or consult with is like, it's not about just having AI and buying a premium plan with Chat GPT or with, you know what I'm saying, Gemini or Perplexity or whoever you want to use. Like it's about, you have to have the proper prompts and the proper input to put into the AI in order to get back, you know what I'm saying, the premium high level output from the AI. So therefore you still have to have some sort of, I feel like, hands-on or like lived experience in whatever particular field, space, or path that you're trying to use that AI, so that way you can really, you know, manipulate it to its maximum capacity. And I would equate that to kind of like the dude Jake Sully in Avatar, right? So when he went into the, you know what I'm saying, whatever you call that bed, the little transformation chamber or whatever, where he went into the virtual world, realm or world as, I forgot his character's name in the actual Avatar world, he was able to do warrior type shit because he was already a trained soldier in, you know what I'm saying, the quote unquote physical realm that he came from. So therefore, he was able to maximize the potential of that avatar body because he already had those neurons and those, you know what I'm saying, the connections inside the cerebral, you know, mind or the brain or what have you, in order to kind of translate that into being able to use that in that virtual world in that avatar body. So that's literally what I feel like we are when we talk about going into the, you know, the artificial intelligence realm, when we're using it for anything that has to do with creation or, you know what I mean, like bringing forth some sort of information. Like you still have to have some sort of basic fundamental foundation or skill set in that, you know, area or whatever, for you to really be able to tap into to maximize it. But what I do see though is us tapping into the ancestral intelligence and the ancestral abilities that we were born with. When we're talking about AI, you know, ancestral intelligence, that's something that's happening at a very high level as well. So how can we take the tools that you have at the Jedi.com, right? What's the name of your website again?
The Cosmic Dojo.
CosmicDojo.com. And I got the link. Matter of fact, let me just share that now. But that's something that you share and you teach people, like you equip people with the tools to be able to not only tap in with the ancestral intelligence from a spiritual level or a meditative level or what have you, but you actually have the tools, and some of which are called, what is it, the fruit of the gods is just one of them, right? So how can we, especially somebody like myself who's about to start my journey, right? How can a new beginner take what you have and the experience that you have with the tools that you have and apply that to our ancestral intelligence to kind of level up and elevate ourselves to a whole nother level based upon the tools that you have to provide?
You know what a will is, right?
Yeah. And it's a double entendre. So you're talking about like the will to fight back or the will to win, or you talking about the will that you leave for your folks when you transition?
The will that you hope somebody left your name in. That one right there. You hope somebody put your name in a will to leave you something, right? Or the will that says, when I'm gone, this is who I'm allocating this to. So that's the physical, tangible will, right? But your eye color and your hair color and your skin texture and your drawl comes from your ancestors too in an unwritten will. And a lot of the things that we have is called ancestral debris. So like every device that you said that I have is all about one purpose: cleaning up ancestral debris. They didn't have access to the resources that we have right now. I could just be like, not even just so. If you just had, my grandfather had a gas station, cotton fields, and tobacco fields, and a convenience store, like in the 40s, with no website, none of the resources that we have right now. So, but he also didn't have some of the conflict resolution skills that we have now either. So some of the domestic violence that happened between my grandfather and my grandmother is coming down in the lineage, and it's coming down as ancestral debris. So we wonder, why am I getting divorced from this person? Or why am I got beef with a person? It's because the ancestors had beef and you ain't straightened that out yet. It's been a big rumor that, well, as soon as a person died, become an ancestor, they are healed. They still have work to do, and we still have work to help them help us. How am I gonna ask somebody to help me move a refrigerator when they ain't ate in like 2 or 3 years? I got to get them some food. I got to get their nourishment up first. So I show ancestral nourishment, but you got to be aware first. Are you even aware that the ancestors is dependent on you like that? Instead of just saying, I'm just going to call upon them. Call upon a healthy ancestor. That's why we say we make offerings so we can feed them. But now, what is your consciousness like? Because once the ancestor get healthy, he or she's going to start reflecting you back to you. And that's why I say what AI is doing. I wouldn't say I would go in and say, AI, look, let me holler at my great grandmother, but I can go in, and I have seen and experienced AI move as a conscious entity on a unparalleled mirror for myself of even parts of me. I was just like, wow. Because it's helping build, like Sister Myra says, energy unfolds. So every day we're shedding more layers of our cell tissue, our skin, our spiritual aura. So you're going to need some plant medicine. You're going to need some fruit of the gods. You're going to need some bufo. You're really going to need some bufo, especially if you're a brother, because brothers been really getting beat down extra bad lately. These last 10, 15 years, they just been getting the extra ass whooping just for being brothers. So we're carrying a lot of trauma. And that's the thing, is recalibrate the nervous system by releasing the trauma and get into your best life. And one thing that inspires everybody is, let's rally the troops around getting the bag. See, getting the bag, getting people to come to talk about getting the bag is easy. Getting the people to come talk about the ancestors is easy. But next stage is, can we get them to collaborate? What if we was to collaborate on behalf of the ancestors? But see, as above, so below. If you can't collaborate here, how is your ancestors going to collaborate on your behalf? I want my ancestors collaborating with everybody that be in the huddle, everybody that's watching this. I want your ancestors collaborating with my ancestors. Hey, this is Grandma. This is Aunt Christine, Uncle Mayfield, and Arthur Lee. You got some aunties over there? You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, man. Listen, Aunt Mary, Aunt Adele. Yeah, listen. And look, Aunt Adele alone is enough. I don't have to mention nobody else, because you talk about somebody with smoke, boy. Hey, listen. I ain't never. There's a couple of powerful females that I've encountered, that I've been around, that well, you don't want none of it, not yesterday, today, or tomorrow. And she's one of the ones that's at the top of the list.
Especially she one of the ones now where she can move around unencumbered too. You can't call the police or nothing.
Listen. So yeah, yeah. So yeah, I go, yeah, look, and they sitting right there lit up on the shrine right now. I keep them lit up now. Look, I talk to them and tighten them up all the time, every day too. So yeah. Oh yeah. That's how we That's how we roll. And we in the shrine room, and I'm looking at Yeye Oya, so that's another one right there. I don't think, I'm not messing with that energy. No, sir.
Right.
No.
Humble servant. That's what the word humble servant means.
Yeah, buddy. Look, she fight with Shango for a reason, boy. And today is Yeye Oya, Kabiesi Shango and Yeye Oya, Yansa Day today. We're doing the O'Shea calendar. So yeah, it's a lot of thunder and lightning energy going on up in this thing, man. For real. So yes, sir. But nah, that's powerful. And then for the people in the chat, there are people who I'm not familiar with, but please, whatever your gripe or your situation is, let's handle that in the proper place and time, because right now the comments in this live podcast is not the place. So I would appreciate if y'all can handle that. You know what I'm saying? In the proper place and time.
That's probably one of my trolls I had trolling.
Yeah, they be coming in from time to time, but my thing is like, this is not the place, and I'm working on myself. Look, I'm working on my Ori and my child of Arumaliness and staying, you know what I mean, like grounded and keeping my composure without letting people kind of pull me into tizzy. So I'm gonna ask y'all politely to please chill with that, and then if not, I'll just block you and keep it pushing. But
you was about to make me touch on I was having another conversation today with these servitors. See, that's the thing. See, people don't really know, like when we really want to say some work can be done, or you have some, certain deities can go and do something for you. Like if you need a obstacle move, you could ask an elephant to go move that obstacle for you that was too big for you while you was in your sleep. But the same thing as if you was having a problem, you could send something over there like that, like maybe a boa constrictor or maybe a black mamba, something like that. It ain't always butterflies that you can send somewhere. These are called our servitors. Me and my homeboy Vishu was talking about this earlier today, and that's another part of being a Jedi. When you light up, moths come and play in the flame. Sometimes they get burned up, but just remember they moths. They moths. They moths.
Bro, I love that analogy. That's dope. That's a that's a soundbite. I'm gonna clip that up and use that as a sound drop, because but it's real though, because and I say it humbly, but I've experienced that in pitch black. You know what I'm saying, like moths. But those, okay. So for those who have been through some of the initiatory ceremonies, especially in some of the indigenous or the African spiritual systems and practices, whether it's from here or across the continent or whatever, Ifa, Orisha, Lukumi, Kandumble, Loas of Haiti, like whatever you want to call, you know what I'm saying? Like there are different energies and entities that are able to do exactly everything that you just said. And I've seen it happen, in real time without going to the shrines, without going to even talk to them about anything. I've seen people get dealt with just on the strength of the attempt of the friction or fuck shit that they try to send your way. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's without even saying anything to the ancestors, the Igun, the Egbe, you know what I mean? The deities, the Arumale, the Netchers, whatever you want, you know what I'm saying? Like it's all the same, godly, goddess and, goddess and God energy, demigod energy, whatever you want to call it. So it's like, leave people alone. Like the people who doing the work, like, leave the people alone. Because listen, I don't know what this sister's channel is, and I wish I knew it, man, because I want her on as a guest too. But man, I saw a video where a sister was saying about how she's dealt with trolls or haters and all this and that, and she said something that I've said for years, but only the people that I know personally. But it's kind of like when you're doing this type of work, we all know what they do, the corporation, the system. I've seen trolls on here talking about I'm an agent. You have no idea what you're talking about if you're saying that, but whatever. But I just know this. I know of some agents, and I know they're not the ones you thinking. I know who sent me here, and to quote the sister, no, I'm not afraid of death, and I'm not afraid to die, because if you think I'm a problem now in this little 210-pound body, you fuck around and let me get up out this bitch and see what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what she said. Like, but it was funny because I've said that off air, like to people that I know personally. Like because think about it like this. If you can, okay, let's go back to Ghostbusters, right? I forgot what they called the little thing, the little thing that they captured the ghost in whenever they got them, they lock them in and they sealed it. think about our bodies as that little container. And if you was afraid of that ghost when he was outside of that, I mean, you know what I'm saying? If you was afraid of him when he was inside the container, once you trapped him and you have him locked there, what the hell do you think he's going to do when he get out of the container? If he's free to roam around. So leave them people alone. Let them do their work in peace. We come in peace. We come here to serve the creator and keep it pushing. Like, just leave everybody alone. You won't have none of them problems. But I've seen people that got dealt with just because they was going out of their way to give people problems for no reason. It's like, you know, there's a hierarchy when we're talking about this energy thing. Like, it's a real deal, and there's a hierarchy of different energies and entities that are there guiding and assisting this whole process as it unfolds. And we're seeing it elevate and happening at a very, very high rate of speed and velocity. Like, for real, for real. So please, people, let people do the work in peace, man. That's what we're here for.
Because we might leave you, or because you might find yourself in pieces.
And we don't want that.
We also in all my Jedis is trained. All my Jedis are trained in Qigongs, and when we do our Qigongs, we say, I say, yo, inhale. Like, you gotta be able to stand on that, you know what I'm saying, and give people that fire mudra, that double fire mudra, and not be concerned about how they feel about me. Because if I show that I have feelings about how somebody feel about me, and I'm supposed to be the leader, then somebody else is to be like, oh man, well, I should care what other people feel about me. No, I want you to take on my attitude. In 55 years, I haven't gained anything by worrying about what somebody else feel about me. My best days have been when I don't care at all about how somebody else feels about me. That's on them. They're missing out on a great friend. I'm not missing out on a great friend. That's how I look at it. Because that's really what the truth is. So.
Yes, yeah, no, that's real, man. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's get into the initial question at hand, man, because that's been something that's been happening. But you know, that's part of growth. You know, as you grow, is like, you know, that's going to happen. You're going to deal with all the trolls and all that stuff. New levels, new devils. And to quote my godmother, she said, you know, the children of success are jealousy and envy. And I was like, boy, when she said that, I want to drop. Look, it wasn't no mic around, but I wanted to. I just wanted to make one and drop it like, oh, like, God, that was a touchdown spike. Yeah, God. But it's real though. Like,
dance too.
You can't get rid of them children. Like, it is. And you can't get rid of no kind of children, but definitely not that kind, man. So it's like, the more you grow, you know, that's part of the process.
Like you said about the activation, that's where you was about to go.
Yes, sir. And the fruits of the gods.
Okay. Opportunity comes from God, and I should not be ashamed when opportunity comes. See, I can't create opportunity like God can. God can make sure that I'm in the right place at the right time, so I have an opportunity. So I shouldn't be ashamed. I should be an unashamed opportunist. And that means when the season is right. Don't you eat watermelons, brother? What's your joint? Watermelons.
Oh yeah.
What's your joint?
Yeah, watermelons, pineapples,
cantaloupes,
apples, grapes. Not huge on cantaloupe, but I'll eat them. Blueberries, I rock with them blueberries heavy. Strawberries.
But you ain't eating fresh blueberries. You're not eating fresh blueberries in the wintertime because you don't live, like, let's say you in New York, you're not getting fresh blueberries. You got to wait till it's seasonal, right? Same thing for a woman who's ovulating, right? And then what does the sperm do? It activates the egg in the process of creation, which is cosmic law. I'm just minding my business now. There's a sperm activating the egg that causes creation as a result of cosmic law that I didn't make up. I'm just following it, right? So you know that it's seasonal for different. A woman's on her menses. That's a seasonal thing. When she's on something else. Your biorhythms throughout the day as chi moves through the body from 1 to 3 in the morning is the lung meridians, right? So as an astrologer, I want people to be like, well, what season are we in? Why you want to activate now and not last year and year before last? Well, every year season, the money energy changes. So I ask everybody to think, Where were you? What were you doing in 2013? Did you have the network that you have right now in 2013? Did you have the intel that you had in 2013? No. Did you have the resources that you have now in 2013? No. Did you have the wisdom in 2013 that you have now? No. But 2013, everybody I've been asking was like, I was still popping. Oh, I did this. I moved to Atlanta. I did this. It seemed like I just got luckier and luckier. When I look, hindsight is 2020. When I look back at 2013, it just looked like a succession of luck all that year. Well, that energy is back ever since June the 9th. So 4 days ago, Jupiter went into Cancer. There's no better time to activate your superpower than when luck is in the air. Because see, sometimes you be trying to activate your superpower and not so good luck is in the air. Like there's a season when everybody's not so lucky. But right now, it's going to be jokers. You know, my man used to say, even a dog is lucky if you find a half a chicken in the garbage can. I'll be like, okay, you got a point. But what if I'm on my righteousness? So that's the other big thing about Jedis. Am I breathing right? Am I righteous? Do I got the right intentions? And am I ready to ride this wave of prosperity that's available? Donald Trump is not smart. Elon Musk is not smart. They're activating certain things that are going to take them another 12 years because everything is like adding on to the other. But Jupiter is the planet of expansion. It's the biggest planet. And Cancer is nurturing, magic, the mother, breast, the stomach. So you take, I will expand everything and put it with magic. Do you even have your fundamentals? Some people who are going to have like a fundamental knowledge and ability of magic, it's going to look like they sorcerers coming up. Just because the setting is going to be so perfect. We might see some more charlatans pop up too, because it's just going to be a big energy. But for those with integrity, for those getting some type of training, for those that are saying, I'm moving away from my fears, I'm moving away from my limitations, I'm lining up with my divine self, it couldn't be no better than a Jedi activation. It couldn't be, I couldn't think of nothing else to call it. Jedi's got to get, but Jason Bourne. Okay, my bad. We supposed to be talking to the heathens. I was doing too much for the spiritual people. Y'all saw Jason Bourne. Y'all saw Jason Bourne, and y'all saw Long Kiss Goodnight. They was assassins that had amnesia. And if you are a Nawapian, you know that an enocyte means what? One who suffers from amnesia. We are from the tribe of enocytes because we forgot who we were. We forgot who we were. So the whole thing, that's what the spell of Kingu was. Us being asleep. Activate the Jedi in you. Activate the Heru in you. Activate the Shango in you. Activate everything in you. Get your ass up and get activated. And who rules your head? Let them sing. Who rules your heart? Let them sing. Who rules your feet? Let them sing. Versus sitting out here trying to, there's nothing to figure out. Except how can I get out the way? Let them run for once. They let them really work through you with all the resources that you got. And then the point you just made so brilliantly was make sure people have their fundamentals down. So like when you're dealing with that AI, but you're dealing with your healing and you got a brand and you're trying to make some money, you're trying to put it all together and you got brain fog, it's very important that I can come along and share some of my wins. That's what I do. I just want to share some of my wins so I can get people to go on down and cloud of dust and they go out there and they do the dance. People tired of punting the ball 3 and out. I don't know if I can talk football talk over here in these Ashe streets or not, but
absolutely the hell you can. Look, I just said 2 Chainz or Titty Boy. Look, he got to the line of scrimmage and called an audible, and my boy came back with a play called 2 Chainz. I'm different, and it was different. It was different.
And
don't nobody remember Titty Boy. A lot of people like these young folks don't even know who Titty Boy is. But damn it, when 2 Chainz came, he was different. So yeah, we talk football, man. Like, we talk that.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
But we want to go down the field. We don't want to just get on the field, get 3 plays in, then got to punt the ball to the other team, and then got to get back on defense. This is a year of offense, y'all. This is a year of offense and receiving. I'm going to the blueberry patch, not with a bucket. I'm not with a paper bag. I have a customized hemp, big ass satchel. Hemp, that joint dragging the ground. Like, just imagine you was Santa Claus from the country. What would you put the toys in? You would put the toys in a hemp bag. So the blessings, the things that you asking for, all of that. You need a big burlap sack. Because when you go out to get blueberries, tell the truth, bro, it's always that one person who know where the blueberries is at, and you following them. You kind of like, you eating the blueberries, but you just waiting for that joker to tear off and be like, hey, y'all, oh man, we hit the, and it's grapes over here too. Oh my, wait a minute. I came to get blueberries and there's some grapes over here? Yeah, man, and some blackberries back here. Come on, man. Y'all better come. All right, don't come on then. Then you was out there talking. No, but that was you. You was the one say, well, I did kind of call, but hell, y'all didn't come. So it's more blueberry. No, these are my blueberries. I called you. If you walk down there in the woods, they down there to the left, go past the cow pasture. That's where I'm at right now. I found where some nice watermelons with seeds, got some nice okra, some red onions, you know what I'm saying? Some good cucumbers and some mustard greens. And I'm saying, come on, man, let's prepare. There's some grain-fed chickens out here, some good lamb out here. Let's get our enzymes together, instead of this is the best time for us to start supporting one another. And that's when you look at Star Wars, the Jedis had the deepest conversation. They wasn't plotting on nobody. You see what I'm saying? They was minding their business. That's another thing that Jedis do. They understand the advantages of having solitary time to yourself instead of always trying to be busy. Where's the time for you to get in and meet with source in the chest? When you gonna get right with the solar plexus? Because you're moving around so much. So that's what it's the perfect time. Or there's another option, bro. You can wait 12 years until it come around the next time. I like to look at it like that. But me, even though I look very young and fine, I'm not waiting 12 years on nothing. I remember how it was, and I didn't have no Yi Ming Zhu, I ain't had no Fruit of the Gods, I ain't had no Bufo, I ain't had no integration skills, and I still made it to here. That means everything I'm doing right now is going to determine the next 12 years of my life. So if you're 24, you better be listening. If you're 36, you better be listening. If you're 48, you better be listening. You don't really have that type of leeway because everything is about choices. Because 2 or 3 angles off this way, you a mile off over here. 2 or 3 inches off this way, you 3 miles off the other direction. So just that name, when we're summoning precision ancestors. I'm calling in the huddle precision ancestors. You know what I'm saying? Like that specialize in precision. I love Kali Ma, you know what I'm saying? But I don't need her right now. She can chill. Ogun, I only need him 3 times out the whole month. He got 27 days off. I got him on a great package. I told him he could do whatever he want. But around the full moon, when I call you, I want you to show up. But I don't need you the whole month because I know how you get. I need that Ma'at. I need that Tahuti. I need that real fine. I need that Ochosi, real sharp. You see what I'm saying? Precision for a second. Then I will come back with the oo-wop to two-wop when it's that time. But if the watermelons is popping, we better get out there in the field. She said, without dark, there isn't light. She's telling the truth.
Yeah. well, and I love like the analogies and the metaphors because I was just sharing like it's been so much synchronicity and so much alignment, but also elevation all happening like in real time, like fast, man. And it's crazy because one of the things that I've been seeing is like the willingness to accept the gifts, right? So you mentioned Santa Claus earlier, right? So I haven't celebrated Christmas in I don't know how long. Like it's been a long days. But what I will say though is that right now, and in the season or in the alignment with metaphors, right now is Christmas for us. Like this is our Christmas. Like literally, the sun is dropping. Like look, we started out talking about like this, like the what you call it, the morning huddle. Okay, like this is what the universe is doing right now. The universe is dropping the bag, bro. Like yum 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 yum. Like get that. Like literally, just, look, you get Ashe, you get Ashe, you get Ashe, you get a what Oprah say, you get a car. No, it ain't you get a star, you get a star, you get a star, you get a star. You got neutrinos, you got neutrinos, you got neutrinos, you got melanin, you got neuromelanin, you got like that's what you got solar flare, you got solar flare, you got fifth dimension, you got fifth dimension, you got fifth dimension. That's what we seeing right now. Get that. Because that's the reality of what we're seeing right now, right? And I know this because I'm a reporter on the streets. I'm in the middle of the storm. Like I'm out there during the hurricane force winds. Like I'm 10 toes down working with the youth, with adults, and elders and young people. So I'm seeing this. I don't talk about all that on the channel, but I'm doing the work for real, for real. Like I don't need no accolades. I don't need no damn badge for doing what I came here to do.
Right.
But what I do know is, damn it, I'm gonna do what I do. I'm gonna do that. If I don't do nothing else, I'm gonna do what I do, and I'm doing that. So it's like the people who I'm doing it with, they seeing it, they feeling it, they living it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm seeing it happen and unfold in my own little corner of the universe, but I'm also seeing it playing out vicariously through the people who I've been blessed to serve. So now it's like,
because you got a system. I ain't mean to cut your wisdom, but you are implementing a tried and true system. So everybody around you is getting the benefit. Even the people, like I said, the heathens and the sinners, when you come around, they want to dap you up because you're coming with a righteous system. You already qualified stamped Jedi. You already, it's already paper, you know what I'm saying? Like they already stamped you. Also, your Jedi rank also go show you on your responsibilities. Jedi has got responsibilities.
Yeah.
I don't know what no Jedi is. Do you got responsibilities? Oh yeah, hell yeah, a lot of them. All right then, you're a Jedi. A lame doesn't have no responsibilities. A civilian doesn't. A civilian builds somebody else's dream. A civilian is a sheep that somebody else is getting his fur off of him. You ain't cutting your own fur. You ain't pimping your own self. That's what we call applied knowledge of self. That's really what the whole dojo and the huddle and the Jedi runs off of. Applied. You can't fire a Jedi. Oh, I'm gonna just, you know what? You what? What was your mouth about to fix and say something? What you mean? I came in here to get a cup of water. What you mean? I can leave out of here. I hold on one more time. You're playing with me. I hit you with that right there and going right back outside where I was at. Because and the other thing with Jedis appreciate their relationship with Source. Jedis really like their relationship with Spirit. That's why I said let's get the money so you can have more time to do your spiritual practice. When you say your spiritual practice ain't popping, because you ain't got no bread. You ain't got no bread to make some time for yourself so you can go over there and do your Qigongs. Let's go do some Tai Chi in Hawaii or New Orleans, or let's go do some Tai Chi in Mobile, Alabama, or let's somewhere, but let's make it the wealthy side of us. We got the wellness side. Now let's make it the wealthy side. That's where I'm at.
Yeah. Yeah, and but and this is another thing. So, especially after like Wednesday's call with Wunam and God Kisalu, and then now you coming back tonight with the Jedi activation. And we do got some people in the tribe saying they activated, like they feel activated, and I feel it too because and what I was going to earlier in regards to like what I'm seeing and experiencing myself, but really I want to talk about the people who I work with and what they're seeing and experiencing. I'm seeing and hearing the stories of people who are having a lot of dreams, who are having a lot of visions, who are having a lot of downloads, who are having a lot of synchronicities, who are having a lot of crystallizations, who are having a lot of activations, who are having a lot of manifestations. Like I'm seeing all these Asians, elevations, you know what I'm saying? Building up nations. Like I'm seeing all this. So it's like, you can't tell me that this isn't real because I'm seeing it on all levels and all phases. And for me personally, when I say my prayers, and I'm talking about prayer, especially when I'm dealing with either clients or people that I'm serving or with the deities or the gods or the ancestors, I'm looking at them 5 phases you're talking about: mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and financially. Yes, I need finances because guess what? With my finances, I can then turn around as a real true investor or a true person who is a student of the niche or the genre of business. Is I can reinvest. I'm going to reinvest not only in myself and more knowledge and more education and more books, more certifications. Like I got 2 goals this year. That's to get my Reiki initiation and also to get some sort of other maybe mental health certification. But either way it goes, I'm working on expanding on everything I've been blessed with because that's not enough. Like we need help out here. Like people need help for real, for real. So the more that I feel like I can learn and attain and pay for it and teach and train, the more we can get more help out here and deploy the troops who are really doing the work to really help for real. Because we just saw between Israel and Iran, like shit is real out here. This ain't a game. We're not playing. Like this is real time. Like this is wartime. This is Mamageddon. This is it. There ain't gonna be no difference. This is the end that you heard about, saw, read about. This is it. Now, what are you going to do with your time and your divine? Because especially if you are a child of the sun, if you are a child that is blessed with neuromelanin, we got to start working with that because that's what's going to transition you into the Wolverine, the Hulk, the Storm, you know what I'm saying? The Phoenix, like you am them. All that shit is made off of us. All of it. They know who we are. A lot of us, we don't know who we are because we have an amnesia. The hell with that amnesia. Give me some ammonia. Let's start sprinkling it so we can get everybody woke up so we can really turn up.
Some of them boxing smelling salts. You got to come on, Rocky. Come on, Rocky.
Let me say something real quick because spirit is definitely spiriting. When we're talking about numerology and all these different aspects, this just came to me right now. But when is the summer solstice on the 16th?
No, the 23rd.
23rd? Okay. So, because I'm thinking like, yo, this is amazing, like what the alignment and how all this stuff is happening. Like, totally amazing. It's like, for some reason, I'm thinking like, yo, I just feel the energy of Pac right now. And Pac's birthday is the 16th, right? But I didn't, at the time, being a fan of his and all that, I didn't know E5, I didn't know none of that. But if I look at numbers now in numerology, when I look at the 6th, I'm thinking Shango. And then when I look at the 16, I'm thinking Odu. I'm thinking Orumula. I'm thinking E5. I'm thinking the major 16 Odu. We're talking about a major monumental shift of information and consciousness. If you can't tell me Pac wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? He came in the numbers of 616. 6 being connected to the Obara Meiji, Odu, which is connected to the pyramid builders. So I'm like, it's a lot of divine alignment that's going on right now. We got to take the time to like really tap in and really ride the wave of consciousness and elevation because it's here for us. We here now. Like the universe, the cosmic mother is telling us she's here. So now we got to like do everything we need to do to align ourselves with that energy and with that frequency so we can ride the wave into the return of the mothers, the Mamageddon, and balance and you know what I'm saying? So we can now live in a righteous life of equality and freedom, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially. All right, I'm done with my little rant, man. Go ahead and take it back to the fruit of the gods.
That was enough to put everybody to sleep right there. But also what you said is when people like us, like one person comes and says, hey, do a reading for me or help me do some spiritual work. And then you take that and you go run off. But I just saw 10 people or 100 people or 1,000 people in the last this many years. Let's say I've seen 1,000 people in the last 2.5 years. That's more data points than I have. So I'm looking at some people, like you said, the thing that they asking for help on was something that was already in them. They could have been working on it 15 years ago. They could have been working on it 10 or 5, but it's just coming out now. That's how I'm interpreting what you're saying is the universe is not going to be waiting. The universe is not going to be waiting because you wasn't thinking or you wasn't ready or None of that. What you mean you wasn't ready? I have you down there on assignment. That's how God be talking. You're down there on assignment, and I haven't forgotten. You're a little confused. You're a little off track right now. But the thing is, Lil Wayne, Nightmares at the Bottom. Every time I slow down, I get rear-ended. That's because God, he dropping the Hot Wheels cars. He counting like 1, 2, 3, 4. Drop another one. 1, 2, 3, 4. He giving you time to connect with what is happening in your life right now, but something else is coming. So we be thinking that I can just get off my dean or whatever. Sometimes when things break down, is to put you right back in alignment where you're supposed to be, because the next thing is already coming. You're in a river already. Roll, roll, roll your vessel gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. This means keep a good attitude. That's another thing about a Jedi activation. Are you thinking good thoughts, speaking good words, doing good deeds? Are you showing up as a good person? Are you a good neighbor? Are you a good neighbor? Jedi is here. Ancestors is here. So these things we have to start to be like, the universe is like, yo, you were supposed to activate at this age. You wasn't getting ready. That's not my problem. I'm sending something else next year. And you were supposed to have 3 years to work on it, but it seems like you're only going to have 6 months. So that's why you're going to feel pressured. So, like, for real, I think it's so bad out here. I'm about to just put all of my stuff on sale. When you start seeing somebody throw stuff on sale, you be like, boy, y'all better grab it. Man, why are you selling that thing? It used to be $5,000. You let me go for $100 because you need it worse than me. You need it bad. Bad. I don't need the money. You need this right here bad. So that's what I'm saying. I just want people to just be like, hey, come on, man. Come
Listen.
on. Y'all better looking at these. How often do we just sit outside in nature, man? I've been like listening to the stereo of the birds. Like I hear a bird over my left shoulder and then one off on the right side. And I just hear them coming through both ears. You see what I'm saying? And then I see the butterfly come through. And now I'm letting all my senses activate while my feet is on the ground too. That's another thing too. Whether you a Jedi or not, take your ass outside for 5-10 minutes a day and put your feet on some earth. And I'm saying that because I'm damn near ashamed of how much I stayed inside before I started coming outside barefoot like I am now. I'm outside like an African around this crib. That joint crazy.
Well, listen, excuse me, but you connecting directly to the to the source, man, to that frequency. Like for me, I remember like when I first started speaking about like spirituality in a public way or manner or whatever. But I remember like I always would make the analogy of when we meditate, like to me, that's like like it's the metaphorical representation of if we take our phone, like right now I got my phone, like it's plugged in, you know what I'm saying? It was plugged in, right? So this is like my physical body. But when I meditate, it's like, boom, I'm tapping into the cosmic body. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm getting that charge, that spiritual charge. I'm getting that energetic charge. I'm getting that etheric charge. I'm connecting with the ultimate universal primal source of infinite creation and the multitude. You know what I'm saying? The multitude of the multiverse, the infinite multiverse. That's what we're tapping into when we meditate. So it's like, that's the spiritual workout, you know what I mean? And then, when we read, when we study, when we research, that's the mental, workout. But it's like, that's a real thing. Shout out to Raz Rod. That had me laughing. He said the double Jupiter fingers. He said that was from earlier. That was from earlier. But nah, it's a real thing, man. Shout out to One Force. The most of the celestial Jedis are here on the planet Earth. Yeah, that's real. Some of the oldest, most ancient, most powerful spirits and souls ever to come across the universe is here now in this area of the globe. If not in the planet, on the planet, you know what I'm saying, above the planet and surrounding the planet. You know what I mean? Like that's a real thing that's happening in real time. Because clearly we see they just started another real war. Today, yesterday, I think, last night.
I don't know, because as I say, as long as it ain't in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and that's not. It don't got nothing. I ain't got no peoples over there, and I like when people be like, we're all one. But when I'm suffering, I don't see nobody over there throwing up no signs for me. You see what I'm saying? I don't see when George Floyd or somebody over here gets some injustice. I don't see what's going on in Chicago, the black on black crime. I don't see nobody else in another country worrying about what's happening in my own in my own backyard. So I took that as they are minding their business. They're minding their business. And today was a beautiful day in little country ass Bug Tussle, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. There was a couple of fireworks earlier, but there was no oppression of somebody. And that's the thing too. You got to stay and I'm not letting my spirit body go over there into that theater of war. Theater. It's a theater of war because I don't know who's pushing the buttons. I know what the press is saying, but I also know that the press wants to continue to distract me from them solar flares, from doing my meditation, from connecting with brothers and sisters like y'all. That's what they really want to do. They got the P. Diddy trial and the war going on, and the finals of the basketball all at the same time. So that means it's a high level of distractions because the basketball about to be over, and now somebody's going to war. So now you're gonna see who won the basketball finals, and the next thing your attention go is, oh, they're over here at war. What does that got to do with me? I don't even drive, so I got an Uber. So I'm trying to figure out, you know what I'm saying? Like, for me, the earth is my turf. All of it's my homeland, Greenland, Switzerland, where the money is at, Russia. It's all mine. I'm the maker and the cream of the whole planet Earth. So, you know, it's going to be some squabbles, man. That's like being mad because there's some thunderstorms outside. Or it was raining and I had plans on going somewhere. Human beings have been beefing with each other. That's what I'm like. Our issue is we don't accept like what's obvious and absurdly simple, that this planet is a place, it's not a place of peace. You come through here to test your peace. So when you move on somewhere, you can move in peace. But this is a slavery planet, war planet, a gambling planet, sex trafficking planet, a drug planet. Those are the 5 things that make the most money on this planet, more than AI. Drugs, gambling, sex trade, all that, war. They make more money than AI does. It's all, and so we started thinking about, oh my God, what's happening over there? Man, I better mind my business in these Ashe streets over there, because I ain't seen them on their Tel Aviv thing talking about they want to help me out, or when I was doing something. So, like the political pieces like that, I just let it play out. But that's also a sign for me to be looking around, keep my head on a swivel. Anytime I see Israel something, I'd be like, is it real? Is it real? That's what the word says. Is it real? Is it real? So I'd be like, what is it real doing now? Why y'all in the newspaper? Let me look the opposite way. And, oh, there was a sighting of some dragons over here in China, or so. You know what y'all didn't see while y'all was looking at the war? Guess what my man sent me today? Somebody kissing the AI robot in the mouth. Somebody was kissing the AI robot in the mouth. And then they had a video that linked back to they making humanoid robots out here that men can have sex with. Now, let me say something. The Chinese aren't making things that they aren't selling. Let me say this again. The Chinese don't make things just to make them around. They make things because there's a demand for it. And it was a whole factory, and they was making like robots that kiss and trick off and look at you and roll their eyes. And ain't nobody talking about that. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, hold on. Who's the market for this? Because I look at everything. Like somebody had to make that because they knew you were interested in buying it. You got that red tam on. You got that bracelet on. Somebody made it because somebody knew they was going to buy it. So now you got a robot that's out here kissing humans. And I'm worrying about Puffy and Israel. Oh, no, 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 no. I want to know what is that skin texture made of? What is that made of?
Mm.
Remember, they already was setting us up from Black Lives Matter. Now we got to go back and look now for real. We got to don't get distracted of civil rights got hijacked by the LGBTQ thing. So now it went from oh, I want my same rights as you black people. Wait a minute, gay people didn't have a slavery. How you want the same stuff we got? Why don't you just get your own bill? No, we're gonna be with y'all, and I want you to call me whatever, because God was wrong. So I'm not that which I was. God made a mistake, so I'm something else. And then you're gonna come and say, you can put a neural plan in somebody's head. You can put, man, people better pay attention. People better pay attention to the tech. That's why we telling everybody now, clean up your tech. That means if you got to clean up your altar, clean up your bedroom, cut your toenails, clean up your technology. Because the frequency is going to come. The frequency has to channel through something, whether it's your stove or your refrigerator or it's a candle. The energy got to come through. So the cleaner you can clean up your tech, the better you can get the answers for where you're supposed to be. Remember that ringing in your ear? Nobody talking about the ringing in your ear no more. What happened to when you get the ringing in your ear? That's a sign from your ancestors. But if I'm over here concerned with something that's not really my business, I ain't gonna be able to hear God's voice. God be whispering. Jupiter is a high-level air balloon energy. So how do you miss a blessing from Jupiter? You keep your head down, depressed. The song said what? Keep your head to the sky. If I keep my head to the sky, that means I'll be able to see the opportunities that's right there. I ain't got to stretch hard. I ain't got to jump. But some opportunities, I can just reach my hand right above my head and the balloon will pick me up and carry me away. That's the type of luck that's here. But if we looking down and stuff like this, the opportunity will swing right over our head and we don't even grab it. And then we be in the same place and be like, where you go? What you mean? That's him right there. Is that him with them no shoes just fell off? And he on the bottom of that hot air balloon at 50,000 feet? Yeah, that's him. Very high vibration, 100%. 100%. So I want people to just to like catch that wave, bro. Everybody catch that. Like, it's so much stuff coming in. They don't want you to catch your wave. They want you to miss your ride. So
yeah,
not me, buddy. Not me.
nah, that's a real thing. And shout out to Lauren Fowler. She was saying like about nature, like she didn't think that she can get pregnant, but then she had a son in 2022, and now he's her little water bearer. But that's the power that we're talking about. Like we literally, like that's like this whole conversation is embodying exactly what you said. Listen, look, if I didn't know no better, that remind me of the story of Asara and Heru. Like that remind me of the Asarian drama. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because think about it. That's the real Immaculate Conception story.
Break it down. Come on. Come
I
on,
mean,
preach.
because we're gonna talk about it. Like, yeah, the whole like Jesus and the manger and all that stuff that came from the walls of Kemet. That came from Osar Arset Heru, or some might know as what Horus, Isis, and what was the other one they called? Osiris, yeah. Like I try to stick to the Kemetic version, but yeah, the Greek version was Osiris, Isis, and Horus. But we know it as Asar, Aset, and Heru. That's the Asarian drama. We saw it in Lion King. We saw it in the Bible. We see it in damn near. We did see it in Lion King. Like that was literally. Professor Copper broke it down like so eloquently and so flawlessly. It was like Mortal Kombat, a flawless victory. Like he broke down the Asar. Look, not only did we break down the Asarian drama, but we broke it down from the astrological perspective and on the physical perspective, where we went to the stars to talk about the three wise men, which is really the stars of Orion's belt, which is Alnitak, Adonam, and Taka, which all hover above the three great pyramids of Khufu, Khafre, and Menkaure. Don't play with me because it gets real serious when Sirius comes behind, shining through the rest of it that we can attribute to the Dogon star, who the Dogons are the only ones that I know of that have the historical receipts to take the Kemetic culture and still hold it and still have verifiable receipts to show when we talk about the every 50 or 60 year commemoration of the Kanaga Mass, which is celebrating the ancestral heritage of the Star people. So if we're gonna be real, let's just be real. But yeah, anyway, but that's where where that whole little situation with the Jesus in the manger and and Jesus, Joseph, Mary came from. But it was about
what y'all gonna do about this new AI though, where my man made a video of a white Jesus jumping down off the cross saying, "I'm not gonna save you motherfuckers." And listen, I'm gonna tell y'all what's coming. Is everybody is not like super ashe and super Christian. There's some people in the middle that know how to manipulate these AI videos. And my man got a white Jesus jumping down off the cross in an 8-second video that looks just like something real. And people are going to start, who are protesting Christianity and stuff, they're going to be making, like there was a black Moses. I seen a black Moses holding a selfie. You know what I'm saying? All the real stories is coming out. This is what we really should be doing. We should be taking this AI and say, I'm gonna make a black Jesus in the manger. I'm gonna make 3 black wise men. I'm gonna make, you know what I'm saying, a super black Moses, a super black Aaron, a super black, because we have the technology to do it now, to tell a story and even to take the voices of our ancestors and bring them back into character. If you have some recordings of your ancestors' voices, you could take that, put that in 11 lab, take 2 or 3 pictures and load it up in the HeyGen, and you can have a conversation with your ancestor every day on a video screen. That's coming. That's coming. That's coming. Trust me. That's on the way, dog. But the thing is, it's on the way for us. We are the ones entitled to lock that in. The last time we had an entitlement to lock in, we let it slip through our hands. Does anybody can say the 6-letter word called hip hop? We had something come through here last time and we let it slip through our hands. Oh, hip hop ain't gonna do nothing. Okay. Then what happened? The Beastie Boys came. It was a rap then. Then Eminem, then Vanilla Ice. So keep your head on the swivel and let these stories. We are the stories. Baba Clinton said we came before time. We came from magic. So that's the part I want people to be more empowered of, to tap into, brother. That's why I appreciate, you know what I'm saying, your platform, your family, your ancestors, your network. You ain't even got no network. You got a whole ecosystem. You turning networks into ecosystems. You know what I'm saying? Like, we charging the game up around here. You know what I'm saying? So, and an ecosystem feeds itself and others. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I like network is just like somebody's taking from here or whatever. Nah, man. This is a live ass Ashe ecosystem out here. Period. I don't know if y'all know what period means, but period.
Man, listen. Look, I give credit to we got to go back to the ancestors, man. Shout out to Kushida. Shout out to the whole tribe. I think we over 100. Yeah, we well over 100 deep still. Shout out to everybody out here. Yeah, oh yeah. We know we do things around here, man. We do things, humbly speaking, but we do it. Fuck it, because it ain't about me. It's about the tribe. So yeah, the tribe be tribing. Like that's what we do. Look, I just so happen to be blessed to be the representative, man. Just to be the the diplomat to come here. You know, the emissary. Yeah, come here with the message, man. This is, but I give thanks though. I'm grateful for it because, one of my personal prayers, and I've shared this with people that I work with. But one of my personal prayers is to be used as the most powerful tool that I could be used as. Like I ask the Creator just to use me as whatever I'm capable of as being a tool for your divine, glory or whatever it is that you see fit for me to do. And so I can't say, I'm beyond, grateful for, those prayers being answered or that prayer being answered and so many more. So I give thanks, but ultimately, shout out to the tribe because they dropping the comments, but it's really organic, because it's not about me, it's about we. And I firmly believe that united we stand, divided we fall, you know, and I am because we are, and because we are, I am. Like, because without me, there is no you, and without you, there is no me. So, you know, I don't have to have no trophy, no end of the game speech, no none of that. I just need the W. I came here to get the win. As long as I get that, put me in, coach. What position? I don't care. Safety, corner, you know what I'm saying? Kick return, whatever. Special teams. I don't just put me on the field. Let me do whatever I got to do.
He dangerous. Oh, he's a thrill seeker.
I'm just saying, man. Listen, I'm just ready to get it in, man. Like, for real. Like, whatever I got to do to get the win. Like, that's what I'm here for. That's what I signed up for. So, but I'm truly grateful and thankful though, because, you know, and to go back to what you were saying earlier in regards like helping our people and helping us, you know, with the morning huddles and the consistency and the discipline, all that matters, because we can't do anything by ourselves. Like, when ancestors and spirit made me start this channel, I wasn't completely ready, because this is my third time. This ain't the first time I did this podcast thing. I've done this 3 times. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work out the way I wanted it to the first 2 times, but I didn't quit. You know what I'm saying? I didn't stop. And that's one of the things that I share too, or I try to share, is like being resilient, like not letting, you know, a punch in the mouth stop you, like not letting losing a job stop you, like not letting getting out of a relationship stop you. Like, none of that. I don't give a damn if you had to file bankruptcy. I don't care if you've been through a divorce. I don't care what you've been through. If you don't quit, you can get up and you can handle some shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that's what I did. You know what I mean? And I'm going to continue to do, because every day is an initiation. Every day is an opportunity for you to create elevation. Every day is a day to have the opportunity to create manifestation with crystallization, activation, like whatever you want to call it. So it's like, we are those ones. We am them. Like, we are the X-Men. We are the Guardians of the Galaxy. We are the Netchers. We are, you know what I'm saying? Like that. That's us. We are the Transformers. God damn it, you listening to Optimus Prime. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, because we're all collectively Prime, and we're looking at eliminating Megatron. Like, that's what we came here to do.
Come on now, you doing a lot tonight. Now, come on now, you busting across the head right now. You busting across the head right now. Come on now.
Came here to do what I came here to do, man. Listen, but yeah, that, you know, that's what it is.
I was
man.
just trying to be Bumblebee. This nigga said he was Optimus Prime. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, listen, if somebody ain't nobody else ain't want to be Prime, I'll be Prime. I rock with Prime. That's my dude, man. So yeah, let's get it. Yep. Look, Prime couldn't do it by itself. You know what I'm saying? LeBron couldn't either, and neither could Mike, MJ. So it's like, everybody needs a team, everybody needs a squad, and most importantly, everybody need a tribe, because you ain't gonna do nothing by yourself.
And we need to know the strengths of who's in the tribe. That's what we training in the huddle. Like, on day 1, I was like, do y'all even know what the difference between a tight end and a running back is? Like, we broke it down to the elementary level. Like, do you know how many points you get if you score? Do you know how long the football field is? Oh, you're fast and slim? No, you're not playing offensive line. You big and slow? No, you're not the quarterback. Okay? You got a gun, you can throw that thing a mile, you're not playing receiver or offensive line. We got everybody. Once we started identifying people's strengths, the scoreboard started looking like Kansas City Chiefs. That thing started lighting up. That's where I'm at. I want to put basketball numbers up at a football game. And we all have the talent. And we are right. Voltron, Megatron, Optimus Prime, everybody. You see what I'm saying? But we really got to get out of that piece around us not seeing the benefit of the collaborations. Some cats, okay, I told everybody in the huddle, swagger jack my style. I said, come up with a huddle that you got that you charging people to come to. Next thing you know, about 5 days later, we got a cat in there who he graduated from Harvard in AI and healthcare. He's getting his master's at Columbia, and he's only 29 with the afro, just refused to comb out that nappy head. And I was just like, that's what I'm talking about. So he came in and created a joint, a collaboratory. So everybody say it with me, a collaboratory. That means a laboratory where people are collabing. And it's him and my other homie. They 29 and 30. I'm 55. Guess what I did? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I did. I said,
Look,
y'all.
I got to pour some libations on that one, but look, a collaboratory. I like that. Look, I got to pour some libations to that one. A
And look,
collaboratory.
and
like
they up 5 days a week at 9 o'clock. Like
I
they
like
up
that.
an hour. They up studying an hour before I even start the main dojo. Them jokers is already up in there creating products and services and fine tuning. See, that's why I said I be snatching them young, son.
I like that.
The old heads. I mean, now you long snagger tooth. So I got not snagger tooth, but saber tooth. You long saber tooth.
No, you said it right. Look, I like that show called Lioness. In the last season, they had an old white dude. He was like a ranger or something, but he was an old school OG. He didn't like to do shit nobody said, but he made it through. He got everybody through there. Like he was long in the tooth, but he was a long tooth shoulder soldier. So listen, if that means I'm gonna make it to the end and win, look, I'll take it. Give me all the long tooths.
Right. And then we let the Cubs go out there and do what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So like they might be on Discord right now. So they started a huddle every day for 1 hour. See, the thing is, when you put a time limit on something, you put a little pressure on the person to make sure he got that deadline. But when we consistently show up 5 days a week at 10 o'clock, you in that rhythm right now. Now you in that rhythm. And then when you come back the next day and I say, okay, check off. They'd be like, check off. I'll be like, yeah, what did you accomplish that you said you was going to accomplish yesterday? Before you leave, you have to state, okay, I've been in here in the huddle. My intention, my mission, my directive is XYZ. I'm going to go fill out this paperwork. I'm going to go get this grant. I'm going to go finish building this website. I'm going to go call 10 people. One lady was like, I'm going to go feed people that can't feed themselves. She said, I'm going to go feed 7 people that they can't feed themselves. She came back the next day. She in Tampa too. She came back the next day and she was like, I fed 12 people yesterday who couldn't feed themselves. So she's moving the needle in her personal life and she's creating boom because she's helping others. So when the luck swing back around and she find the check in the mailbox for $1,200, talking about I don't know where this come from, it's because she was in character. That's the other thing. Who have you been acting and what character will you be in when it's time to perform? To me, right now, it ain't nothing out here better than more fitting than a Jedi, male or female. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we out here activation season. And are we doing with the fruit of the gods? That's what it is, activating it. When you take that fruit of the gods, when you take that 3.5 grams, that's when you start winding up. That's when, and they say, let the force be with you. What you thought he was talking about? He was talking about that fruit of the gods. The F in fruit stand for force. Let the force be with you. He meant let them 5 be with you. Let them 5 grams be with you. 5 grams? Yeah. Let them 5 grams be with you. What's the force? DM me and say fruit, and then I will send you a link so you will know and have an opportunity to know what the force is.
I don't know what happened, family. I think
I'm really looking forward to having more plant ceremonies like this summer and leading into the winter. Oh man, I forgot.
It froze up. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear.
I hear you now. It had froze up, but go ahead and do what you was doing, man, because it froze up. I was just jumping back in to make sure.
What was the last thing I said? You heard me say?
Well, I heard you saying about pretty much like it's like about the plants or something like that. But finish if you can. Finish with the fruit of the gods though, because that's where it left off when you was kind of tapping in about the fruit of the gods, and then it kind of went out on us.
In Star Wars, they said, "Let the force be with you." The force is 5 grams of mushrooms or more. So I want to hold more ceremonies this year for the family. And I know it's going to be more melanin rich than anything else because that's the people that come to me. Now, people that are not as melanin rich, they come to me too because they know we have safety protocols in place. And I got some spots. I got something out in San Diego, 45 minutes north of San Diego. I got something in Wayne, New Jersey, 45 minutes outside of Newark Airport. And then I got a spot down in Miami that somebody just kind of like was like, yo, these are spots that we use on the low, but you got to be in and know somebody. But it's got like the mats, it's got, you want to do ayahuasca, it's got the buckets, it's got the meditation, it's got the cushions to lay down, it's got everything, you know. And I didn't have access to that before, and now I have access to it. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I would like to go to Egypt, but why can't we just dub it up? Why can't we go to Texas, Florida, California, Washington, D.C., New York, and Seattle? Why can't we make our rounds, you know, in the States first? You know, I'm going to get out the country. All of you don't have to go with me. I know some people still don't have a passport. However, you can fix that problem if you want to prioritize it. But I'm from the school of you cannot heal at the scene of the crime. So that's why I'm trying to make all the Jedis know what I know about making money, so you can leave the country and repair, you know, at least give your nervous system 90 days off. Go to South Africa for 90 days. Go to Kenya for 90 days. Go to Haiti or Dominican Republic for 90 days. Go down to Panama for 90 days. Why you can't take off for 90 days and go down and, you know, because your money, you ain't been looking at the bag the right way. So for me, that's a grounding thing for a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make me less spiritual because I talk about money. You know, it just means that that's what my particular mission is, what God sent me down here for, is to help y'all stop looking so foolish and begging somebody else when the helping hand you're looking for is at the end of your own arm when you can create the thing. The helping hand you're looking for, even when you typing in prompts, what are you using? Your own hands. If you grabbing somebody up and dapping somebody up or giving somebody a handshake on a deal, you putting the ashe on that handshake. You putting the makos on that handshake. The helping hand you're looking for. This is the hand that makes the deal. Signs the pen, writes the prompts, drops the bones, drops the shells, lights the incense. This is the hand right here, making it do what it do. And so that's where it's the one that takes the fruit of the gods and put it in your mouth. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. So I'm looking forward to, if you've never done the fruit of the gods though, do not jump on 5 grams by yourself. That's not the force we want you to do. Okay. We have safety protocols out here. Just like if somebody was to go into the brother's shrine, you shouldn't be touching stuff your first time in there. What you keep your hands deep into your pockets or arms crossed if you are unsure. And even if you are an invited guest and you sure, keep your hands in your pocket. You see what I'm saying? Until you know what I'm saying, like learn gradually before you start touching stuff. So that's what the micro doses are for. That's what the microdose and the teas, you know, so we can get started like slowly with baby steps. I like what you said earlier. You was like, yo, just long as you don't quit, you can pull over and sit down for a second and like get some healing, and don't let nobody judge you either by saying, oh man, you sitting down. Nigga, I'm resting. Yeah, what the hell you looking at? I'm resting. I got to, that's another thing I realized when I was in Bali. Some of us are resting for our ancestors who never got to rest. We need to go and get what you think you're doing out of the country for 90 days. That's for your ancestors, you selfish bastards. You know what I'm saying? You want every damn thing, and your ancestors need some rest. I gave them a cigar and some brandy. Bitch, they drunk and high. They want rest and some water. Damn. My Uncle Mayfield was drinking Split Malt Liquor Bull. He do not need no more E&J. He don't need no whiskey, none of that. He gonna be good if he get a pack of cigarettes. You see what I'm saying? He supposed to still be here with me right now at around like 85, 90. Bullshitting around. No, I ain't giving him no more liquor. No. We can get some grits, some gluten-free beans, and some basmati rice. You know what I'm saying? And some lamb and some pineapple. That's what I'm giving the ancestors, so he can get his enzyme count up. So I can be like, all right, Uncle Mayfield, help me with this. Why would your ancestors still need some enzymes? My man said, I know what you're laughing at. I know what you're laughing at. I know because I see
I'm
it.
laughing at all of it because look, it's so real though, because look, that's how real the ancestors are. Like for real. Like listen, like you said, like they don't play about you. Like that's a real thing because man, I'm telling you, like for real, I've seen people who I got into a little bit of a tizzy with, and then like, and then like for example, when I was working at at a job, I remember I got into it with a mechanic because he was bullshit. He wasn't doing his work, and so I said something to him, and he was a bigger white dude. And I guess I didn't know he had a reputation for being a bit of a bully or whatever. But I'm like, man, I don't see that bully issue, whatever. But anyway, long story short, after that situation, I think I shared it on another episode. Like within a week's time, I think, bro, like dude messed around and lost half his hand. You know what I'm saying? Like chopped off like multiple fingers and all. I'm like, yo, and I ain't had nothing to do with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't got time for that. But I know one thing, like we're protected. Like you spoke about that earlier about people who, I mean, we all are. Like just because you're in, excuse me, just because you're in media or consulting or coaching or whatever the case may be, I don't feel like that makes us any different from anybody else. We all have this access. We all have this protection. We all have this sacred guardianship that, you know what I'm saying, we move with. Like you said earlier, most people move, 64, I think, ancestors, which is, if I'm not mistaken.
That's on the minimum. We ain't talking about you and your crowded ass spot. We're not talking about you. We ain't talking about what you got going on. We're not talking about that stadium that you working with. Okay? We're talking about the Staples Center. You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
Yeah, it was crowded over there where you at. I'm talking about this a regular Joe. This a regular Joe catching this show for the first time. You can look over your shoulder and see 32. Turn your head to the other side, see 32. Don't ask how they got there. That's how you got there because of them. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And the ancestors telling me to clean that up too. I like to put expensive liquor on the altar for my ancestors, but that's after I get them back into shape. Okay, so it is. I don't want to say. I'm not telling nobody to take their alcohol down. You put some alcohol. I got some nice wine that I'm setting up in my process right now. I like to buy expensive things, but I was just making a point that man cannot live off and spirit cannot live off of alcohol alone. Okay, how would you like it? I like a nice little cup of brown too, but not every day. You smell me? I like me a little basmati rice. A little oatmeal. How about a banana? You said you was out there getting some strawberries. Did you bring some back for me? Can I get a slice of pizza with the gluten-free cheese on it? You know what I'm saying? Yo. That's me, man. And the other thing too, like daggone, we said we was gonna get out of here 11:30. I heard you.
Look. I just got my permission slip signed, but I gotta
I had 8 minutes. I got 8 minutes. I got 8 minutes. But the whole thing
the
is.
The funny part about it, though, I promise you, on everything, I promise.
You meant it.
I just did my check-in. You remember when we were little? We used to we didn't have phones when we were little, but damn it, we used to go and knock on the door like, "Mama, look, me and Johnny and Tony, we down here playing football. Can I finish this drive? Can I finish? Mama, take it like 20, 30 more minutes, Mama, please." Like, so I just got my little, I got my little baby little extension, but damn it, we got to wrap it up. But listen, but I got enough extensions, so we're good. But it's funny because right when you said that, I just did my check-in. I was like, all right, can I get? Look, we're about to do it, but I just need to make sure. But real quick, before we close out, like that's dope, and it's real, and it's like I love it because it's in a divine alignment, which I already knew it was. Because we spoke briefly earlier this week in regards to some of the things we're going to get into tonight. But shout out to the tribe who's made it over to the morning huddle. And we working on getting our thing going in the tribe as well, man. So we definitely, not only do we have, the Jedi crew coming, but we're also working with multiple other guests who have communities as well that we're collaborating with, because it's always going to be collaboration over competition. Now that we stand about it before, I live by that, and that's real. But, man, this has been dope, and I want to really like share how I'm looking forward to pretty much sharing and like just like donating like the same kind of energy and ashe that you're doing with the huddle within the tribe, because like it's needed, and now more than ever I see it, and how much we definitely have to come together and make this happen, to be there, to be each other's support system, especially in times that we're dealing with right now. So it couldn't happen at more of a divine time, man, that, we make this thing happen. And we definitely got a lot more that we're working on behind the scenes that we're going to bring on Front Street and out here in these Ashe streets, as well as with the Cosmic Jedi, Avenue and Boulevard, man. We're going to make it do what it do, and we're going to make it go hard. So with that, do you want to share anything with the tribe real quick before we close it out? And I definitely want to share a few more thank yous real quick too before we shut it down. But I definitely want to give you the floor to make it do what it do for you and your crew.
Well, the first thing I'm doing, I'm taking care of business, is hooking you up. I'm sending you a text right now, so you can get your free account over at Nas.io. That's the platform I use for the dojo. So I just sent that to you. You know what I'm saying? So you can, you could go through and just be like, that's the platform that I've already proven that holds tribe together. Keep it simple, and I can run everything from my telephone. You know what I'm saying? So I just sent you that right there, because we need more tribes out there. Like my tribe, I don't want my tribe to get to 1 million. I want to see 100,000 tribes. I want to see 100,000 tribes, 100 deep. That's really what I want to see. One tribe with 1 million people, that's gonna get kind of sideways. Oh yes, we do get down with the ancestor money too. Like lots of that, man. It's just so much. I can't even really, like I said, I had to order it. Jay-Z said, dumb down to double your dollars. I can't tell everybody about all the human design and the gene keys and the stuff like that for them to come in. When people heard get the bag before noon, I had their attention. You know what I'm saying? They was just like, I thought he was in them Ashe streets. I thought he was initiated. I thought he is. But he got a dedicated time of the day where that's not the time the ancestors need him. You know what I'm saying? It might be time the ancestors is lacing me up between 12 noon and 3 p.m. Because at nighttime, in the morning time, I'm talking to them, and they like, well, we're going on stage between 12 and 3. So I'm really working on that, because one of the things Baba Kalindi was saying was, are you preparing to be an ancestor? The stuff that you're doing right now, the stuff that we're doing right now, the way we hold in space, this is our prep work for being on somebody's altar. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I plan on it being a long ass time before I'm on somebody's altar as an ancestor. But you can put living entities on an altar. Like you don't have to mix them, but you can put living entities on. Like you should have a picture of yourself on an altar for you and your light body, because there's 8 dimensions of you. So that you should have yourself up there too, because you're giving out energy to everybody else. Now you can reciprocate that back to you. So we talk about all that in the huddle and the dojo. But for me, I really teach people closed mouths don't get fed on the boulevard. So everybody's not gonna always have access to me. So if you get in there and then you shy and you don't open your mouth and you miss out, that's on you. But I try to make sure my message is, general enough, but still potent enough for people to digest and do what they need to do with it. But yeah, I'm looking to like clone myself. I'm looking for like people who got 2, 3, 4 kids, so you can bring them to the dojo with you. So you can bring them to the huddle with you. So you can have the whole. You can be listening to the replays on Friday and Saturday night instead of going out to the club getting smashed. You can be like, man, I'm listening to one of these huddles and pick up me a tip right here and see, because somebody listening to this understands that, yo, I was down to my last $84. And then what I heard in there, I've been trying to get my altar right, and I've been trying to get on my Ashe, but straight up like that, I was down to my last $84. And I needed to come up with like a stack, 800-900. And I came around here and the energy was right. And now I'm past 84. I'm way past 80. I ain't on my last nothing. And that's really where I come in, where letting people feel safe so they can talk about the things. You see what I'm saying? Like, because one thing about me, I'm top flight security. I'll put your ass out. There ain't gonna be no talking crazy to nobody. We don't talk over one another. It's so cool in there. That's the part I like. Like, and if I get rowdy, they just let me get rowdy. They wait till I calm back down. but it's always love and protection. But they know if I'm on you because you 3 days in a row you ain't been doing your checkoffs, you ain't been setting your missions, directives, and intentions. I get on you a little bit about how does this look between you and your ancestors and the rest of the tribe. That's me and you, but better not nobody say nothing to you outside from the tribe. What you say? Oh, yeah, but you was just talking to him. No, don't try to do what I do. That's bro. That's sis. Don't come in and get your whole cap peeled because you misinterpreted the love that we are showing one another. Because we can take love and put that over there, and that same love can get your wig pulled back to this thing called white meat. I don't know.
Yeah, that can get your face caved in. It could, because you got to know the environment, man. You got to know the environment. You just got to know. That's a real thing. And look, shout out to the guy Kisalo, because I remember, it's funny, I meant to bring this up on our interview, but I forgot. But it was an interview I was watching, and he said something about something, but it had to do with business. He was like, if somebody don't act right, they don't have it tight. He's like, man, I'm gonna go in your mouth like a dentist, boy. I'm not playing. I'm like, boy, I like that. I don't know if I heard that one. I don't know if I heard that one before. I meant to tell him, like, bro, I liked that. I'm not condoning it. I ain't saying that I'm really the type of person that want to do something like that, but I like how it sounded.
You're not the one to stand in the way of that either. You're not the one to jump in the way of that either. I'm pretty sure you're not going to get in the way of that if you see it going down either.
No, I'm gonna respect grown folks and let grown folks do what they do. but I'm just saying I had to put some respect on it because I had never heard that, and I liked that. I like that. But hey, go in your mouth like a dentist. Oh, wow, yowzers. Oh man, but yeah, listen. Real quick before I get myself into a tizzy, which I'm not gonna do, but man, I can't thank you enough, bro. I knew it was gonna be dope again. Shout out to the tribe who's been holding it down in the Cosmic Jedi streets and Avenue and Boulevard. And then
I sent you the link in the private chat. If you go to the private chat, I sent you the link for the dojo, and then if anybody wants to try it out, the coupon code is Gemini.
Got you.
Because we in Gemini season.
Yes, sir.
Astrologer. And if you are tired of riding the struggle bus, if you are tired of being at the wall of suffering, if you are tired of being the one that loaned everybody some money and ain't no money coming back into you, but you know your light is shining, you just need to learn how to swing that hammer, come on over to the dojo, put in the coupon Gemini, get you 7 days on the house, and then we also, and then the document right under that is for if you need or require some of the Fruit of the Gods medicine, please reach out. Go to the cosmicdojo.com. There's a link. There's a little chat box down there. Just put the word fruit. I'll be back at you within 24 hours, probably closer than that. And that's me, y'all, because I got a lot of planning going on, so I don't really want to, can't really tell too much. I'm about to go upstairs and look at me a good old movie and do some programming tonight. That's what I'm about to do.
Hey, listen. So before I do what I done shared it, but real quick, was I supposed to share the because you sent me 3 of them? Was I supposed to share the Google Docs link as well?
Oh, absolutely. They could definitely get that.
Gotcha. Okay.
You sent that back in the private though. You sent the dojo link back in the private.
Listen, look. I ain't used to doing the private messages on this platform. So look, you learn something new every day. What they say. So but I just put it on Front Street though. So yeah, I was back in the cut. You know what I'm saying? I was back in the cut doing a little private transaction. But now I got it on Front Street. I'm ready to rock. So let's get it. But yeah, this was dope. So fam. Tribe, we got the links in the I'll share them on the screen real quick too. We got the links in the comments and in the chat, but I'm gonna share them on screen for those who may not see the chats, who may not see the live, might catch up on the replay. They'll see it on the screen as well, but it'll definitely be in the show description for those who might catch the replay. But man, listen, it was real as I knew it would be. And
gotta get out of here in the next minute because I want AI to chop this bad boy up. But if it's over 2 hours, they ain't gonna chop it up. So family, I love y'all. Thank you. And I'm gonna go ahead and turn it in and see y'all on the backside.
Already. Nah, I appreciate you, man. I definitely be in touch, brother, for sure. So I definitely appreciate you. I'm gonna close it on out, man, to get you up under them 2 hours, and we're gonna make it do what it do. So with that being said, family, I appreciate all the love, the support. Appreciate everybody who came through and showed love and support. Me and brother Sifu Oyi Sun, we're gonna be getting this thing cracking ASAP with the private community collaborations, as well as both of us have several other things that we're working on putting together in the very near future, man. So I definitely appreciate all the love and support. And yeah, shout out to the Geminis. Definitely Gemini season. Definitely Geminis in the building, man. We definitely got a lot of them and a lot of love for the Geminis. So I give thanks to all y'all. Much love, much appreciation. And yeah, I'll see y'all back again definitely Sunday. I haven't gotten everything lined up for sure, but we got a big one coming Sunday. We might see y'all before, but definitely see y'all soon. So don't forget to please like, share, subscribe. This has been your host, Orisa Bami, and this has been another episode of the African Spirituality Experience. We are out, family. I give thanks to each and every one of y'all. Thanks for the love, support, subscriptions, subscribes, the channel memberships, everything. I appreciate all y'all, man. Much love. See y'all on the next episode. We out. Peace. Odabo.
Ẹni tó gbàgbé ilé ṣàpò ìyàgbọ́ tẹ́ǹtì ẹni takísà ní tàtàn ò bá padà sílé anítìjàkọ ẹja lọ pé eégún mo ṣe ní gbẹ́rẹ́ ìpàkọ́ forsake not your ancestors and praise your